The Great Nothing. How empty space rules the universe. Outer space. The nothing between the something sounds simple, right? But it's not. Space has different layers, flavors, and levels of emptiness that make it way more mind-boggling than you think. Let's break it down. 1. Interplanetary space. The neighborhood of the sun first. There's interplanetary space, the space within a solar system. This is where planets, asteroids, and comets float around, all under the influence of the solar wind from the sun. It's our cosmic backyard. But even here, things are surprisingly empty. 2. Interstellar space between stars next. We zoom out. Interstellar space lies between stars and a galaxy. Here, the sun's influence fades, and the only real ruler is gravity, or more specifically, the massive black hole at the center of our Milky Way. Dark, cold, mostly empty, but with just enough gas and dust to make star formation possible. 3. Intergalactic space. The Great Nothing then. There's intergalactic space, the space between galaxies. This is the cosmic void, making up about 90% of the universe. And here's where it gets really wild. Space isn't uniform, it's like Swiss cheese. Some regions have dense galaxy clusters, while others are almost completely empty. One of the most extreme examples? The Boo's void, also called the Great Nothing. Imagine a spherical void about 330 million light-years across. That's roughly 10 bananas lined up end-to-end for those keeping track. Now, in a typical volume that size, you might expect thousands of galaxies. The Boo's void? Only about 60. To put it in perspective, if the Milky Way were smack in the middle of this void, astronomers in the 1920s wouldn't even have known other galaxies existed until decades later. Why do voids exist? To answer that, we need to think about the universe as a giant sponge. Galaxies group into clusters, like the Milky Way and the Virgo cluster. Clusters group into superclusters. Virgo is part of the Laniakea supercluster. Between these superclusters, massive voids. The big question, why does matter clump up like this, leaving gigantic gaps? Short answer, quantum fluctuations right after the Big Bang. Quantum fluctuations, tiny chaos. Huge consequences. Picture the universe 10 seconds after the Big Bang. The observable universe was incomprehensibly tiny, smaller than an atom. At this scale, energy spawned in and out of existence randomly. These are called quantum fluctuations. In a universe that small, these tiny fluctuations interacted with matter and light, creating oscillations. Basically, the universe was playing pong with photons. For about 380,000 years, light bounced around like crazy because atoms hadn't formed yet. Then the first atoms appeared, photons broke free, and light started traveling across the cosmos, creating the cosmic microwave background, which is literally the universe's fingerprint. How quantum chaos shapes the universe. Those tiny fluctuations didn't disappear, they seeded the structure of everything. Areas with slightly more matter pulled in more matter over time, forming galaxies. Areas with less matter became voids, growing emptier as the universe expanded. So every galaxy cluster, supercluster, and gigantic void exists because of random quantum blips billions of years ago. The universe keeps expanding, and here's the kicker. The universe isn't slowing down. It's expanding at an accelerating rate, stretching these voids bigger and bigger. The Boo's void is just one example of how cosmic emptiness dominates reality. Think about that next time you look up at the stars. Most of what you're really looking at is nothing. A vast ocean of emptiness punctuated by islands of matter. And that emptiness is both terrifying and beautiful. Why this matters? Understanding voids and quantum fluctuations isn't to just nerdy fun, it's a glimpse into why we exist at all. Every star, planet, and even you are the result of tiny random blips in energy billions of years ago. So next time you stare into the night sky, remember, space isn't just empty. It's organized emptiness, a vast, mysterious canvas where galaxies, stars, and planets are mere specks floating in the Great Nothing. And honestly, that's kind of incredible.